y'all? Welcome back to another video. Once again, today's video is going to be another story time video. This story is about the time when me and a few of my friends actually robbed someone we knew, since one of our friends ended up getting kicked out and we didn't really have anything to eat. It was a pretty eventful night, considering that I was the one who had to do pretty much all the driving and almost everyone else was drunk. This is one of the moments where I'm glad it's in the past, and I don't mean I was proud of it happening. Before we get into this video, please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell to be notified whenever I upload. Share this video to anyone that's ever robbed anyone before, and let's play We Robbed a House. I was working an 8-hour shift at McDonald's on a hot, sunny Friday. The story takes place almost a couple years ago, actually. I was in the drive-thru taking people's money and giving them their food and beverages. I had actually let one of my close friends borrow my car at the time. We'll call him Craig for this video. I wasn't worried about it because Craig's a day one to me and his house was literally a block down the street from where I work. Working at McDonald's sure did suck though, but it was my first job, and being only a couple months into ever getting paid more than $10 made McDonald's a dream job for a little while. After my shift, Craig would then pull up to pick me up. He switched to the passenger seat and we ended up scooping a bunch of people to hang out. Fast forward to late at night and we ended up being like a little less than 10 deep with 2 cars at a random park that was a good 15 to 20 minute drive from my neighborhood. It was pretty late. I think it was around midnight. Everybody was drunk except me, a friend who actually got kicked out earlier that night, and the other friend who drove here. At the park, we were all just messing around, laughing and shit. Some guys even decided to box, because why the fuck not? Then one of the guys who was with us decided to see if he could break the park sign by ramming his body into it. He was pretty big and muscular, so it seemed pretty convincing that it was possible. He tried it and it didn't work. He heard the creak noise when he hit it though. Then Craig decides to ram his body into the sign, and oh boy, he sure tried it. I bet it was a night that turned good to shitty real quick for Craig, but it was pretty funny what had happened. Literally, he hits the sign bends and flexes back, and Craig just flops on the fucking ground. He fucked up his leg pretty bad though, so there was no more walking for him for that night. Eventually, it was getting really late and we didn't want a cop to just show up and see a bunch of underage drunk people, so me and the guy who drove with everyone else, who just so happens to be my best friend in this case, we talked about who was riding with who's going home, who's staying out. Ultimately, my best friend would take everyone with him to go home along with him going to his house, while I would take the rest of us to do some fuck shit, which was only like 2 people. Once we got back to the area we all lived in, we all realized that the friend who got kicked out, we'll call her Olivia for this video, she needed a place to stay and we had no idea where she was going to sleep. I wasn't about to sit in the car all night, so we had to figure out something. She was also hungry, and it wasn't like any of us can just walk into her house, grab some food, and then leave at like 1 in the morning. We were all like 15 or 16 years old at the time, but Olivia was able to come up with a lick at someone's house. That someone she was talking about was a very gullible person, and I know that a lot of people that have used her for drugs and shit like that. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. I don't even talk to her anymore. We drove over to her house at like 1:30 in the morning. We had to be really discreet about it because there were already cops on the road. Olivia decided to creep up to the house and do all the work herself, so it was really just her robbing the house. Craig tried tagging along, but you know, his legs fucked. I just kept Craig company in the car. It was taking a little while for her to do her thing, but when she walked out, she had a lot of shit. I'm talking about bags of food, man. She even went back to get more, which was really funny up until the lights turned on. Luckily, she wasn't in the house when that happened, but she did have to book her shit to my car and I had to get the fuck out of there. Luckily, we didn't get stopped by a cop. We would end up in a parking lot to a park closest to my house. It's like 2:30 in the morning. We still don't know where Olivia could spend the night at. Craig was just trying to hang out the entire time. Eventually, I decided to say fuck it and sneak them into my house with the hopes of my mom not waking up. This is before my stepdad moved in with my family. This is also the same time I had family from out of state staying with us at the time, and a few days before my uncle tried to kill me over a car accident. Stay tuned, y'all. So we went to my house. I took a nice deep breath before anything happened. Olivia and I would then assist Craig from my car all the way to my room. My room's in the basement, and we had to walk alongside the kitchen, down the stairs, and through the basement. All of my family was upstairs, though. The only person I had to worry about was my brother, but even then he lets me go about my business and vice versa. I got them in my room. I had them sleep in my room while I passed out on the couch in the basement. I wake up the next day, and sure enough, my mom's awake making breakfast. I tried to keep them on the low, but my mom ended up just walking into my room and spotting them. Luckily, she thought that they had just came over just before she woke up, and that we didn't just come from robbing a house and pulling up at like 3 in the morning. Once we really woke up, we went back to my car, munched on a bunch of food and snacks she stole, and had the rain as our entertainment. In conclusion of this video, Olivia had talked to her parents and she was able to go home. I dropped her off and I dropped Craig off. Craig's parents didn't really care about him being out overnight. Pretty sure they just thought that they were spending the night at my house. After all of that, I would go home to take a fat nap and wake up to enjoy another day as a 16-year-old with his brand new license by driving everywhere with people again. The end. Before I get into the morals, I have a little bonus story that I'm going to talk about real quick. It's pretty short, but it's pretty much me and my best friend going to the same house Olivia robbed to do some other fuck shit. The friend I was with didn't really like her at all, and we were bored as shit, so we decided to go to her house and spray paint it. It was around the same time of the day that robbery was committed, but it was a different night. My friend sprayed a bunch of graffiti. I didn't spray paint anything. I didn't consider myself as a good artist at all, but that's really all to it. I don't know if the spray paint's still there, because it's been so long since I've even been to that house. After the spray painting scheme, I just dropped him off right after. The morals to this video is keep your jobs other than this coronavirus pandemic. Be careful who you trust. Don't drink and fight or run into signs thinking you're going to break it. Don't rob anyone or hit a lick at a house. Don't sneak into houses. Stay engaged in the online school. Get good grades. Don't do drugs. And keep watching my YouTube videos. This is where I'm going to end this video. Thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. Once again, if y'all like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell to be notified whenever I upload. Follow me on all of my social media. The links will be in the description below. Share this video to anyone that's ever robbed someone before, and I'll see y'all tomorrow with another video. Peace out. Sauce.